Welcome to the Swick and Company website. Today we are going to be speaking with Martha Van Winkle, and she's the Senior Relationship Banker at RBC Bank. We've specifically invited her today to give you an insight into protecting your identity. Identity theft is one of the fastest growing white-collar crimes that is hitting our nation. So, Martha, welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I am proud to say I work for RBC Bank in the downtown office on Ringling. And one of the most important things that we all have, our biggest asset, is our identity. And it can be compromised very easily on things that we don't think about and do every day and not without thinking about it. Like one thing is to minimize our risk would be not to carry our Social Security card with us, to keep that at home, maybe locked up. Minimize the number of credit cards that you have in your purse.
And how many would be?
One would be plenty. You have
Just
a credit card in
card?
your purse, and that would be plenty to have. Don't give personal information over the telephone unless you initiate the call. If you're calling a bank, if you're calling, a department or some place of business that you need to be dealing with, and they ask for your number, at that point you may give your number out, but make sure it's a reliable source.
So in other words, if I receive a phone call from someone who says that they are working with my bank, they're working with RBC, and they're asking me for personal information, my name, my Social Security number, my address, I don't respond to them.
Don't respond to them. Many sites come across the internet that look very official. It looks like RBC. It looks like we're sending. We will never ask for personal information over the internet.
So anything that pops up on my computer that asks me for information, I should delete it, not pay any attention to it, unless I'm the one that went to their website.
Exactly. If you have a web account with us and you know your security and you initiate the transaction. Do not do it. Don't let somebody call you first. Okay. That's a big no-no, and it's one that many people get trapped in. And then they're calling in a panic because now they've totally compromised their information. Another very important tip to minimize your risk is your junk mail. We have phone numbers that you can opt out of getting all those credit card offers. We all get many, 4, 5, 6 a day. We can opt out of that so that you're not having this information in your mailbox.
So if I, Candy Swick, don't want to get the credit cards that are sent to me, and I just call Martha Van Winkle?
You can call me, and I can direct you to the phone number. I can direct you to the proper places to opt out of that kind of information coming to you on a daily basis.
And what do I do with all that junk mail or all of those credit cards that come to me? I mean, do I just throw them away?
I would absolutely invest in a $39 shred and shred every bit of junk mail that you receive. Every day at lunchtime, I take my mail. If you can get home during the day at any time and get that mail out of your mailbox and shred what you don't need, that's a good idea. It'll minimize the amount of information that's just sitting there all day long. So it's a very something that I do myself and I believe in, or bring to a shred bin somewhere to get it shred.
Excellent advice. Excellent advice. What else would you have us know?
One very important thing is to check your credit report. There's Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax are the three major.
So we have Equifax, we have
Experian,
and
TransUnion.
And
all three those are the reporting agencies that keep track of our credit, everything that we do. If you check that on an annual basis, your credit report will not take a hit that it's been looked at. We're all entitled once a year for a credit report, and you make sure everything on there should be on there.
I didn't know that I could have my credit checked once a year to make sure that it's in good standing, and it was free. And of course I wouldn't have any idea to where to go to get that information, so I'll contact Martha.
Right, and I can help you with that. And we do this for people every day. We help them with the freecreditreport.com, and we get them set up. We make sure that everything's okay.
So talk about the most important points again that we need to be aware of. One, we need to
Minimize what you carry in your wallet, please.
Okay.
Do not carry your Social Security number. That's a big one. Do not give that number out unless you initiate the call. Get rid of disposable information about yourself. Throw it away. Shred it. Don't just throw it. Shred it. Get rid of it. Buy a shredder for $39. Buy a shredder. Control your incoming and outgoing mail. Don't put your mail in a mailbox with a red flag up. Put it in a postal box, because anybody can walk by and take it out of the box. Open it up. There's your account number. There's your information. There's your banking information on a check. Put it in a post office box. There's plenty around to put it in there. So
what
please
great
minimize.
advice.
Yeah, that you don't want to do. Use unique passwords. Don't, they'll say, oh, your mother's name or your birthday. That's too personal to you. Somebody could figure that out. Use something very unique that somebody wouldn't just guess. So those are a couple of other tips that would help.
And where should I put my password? I mean,
Memorize.
Memorize.
Memorize. Don't write it down.
Don't write it down.
Don't write it down.
It's amazing how many houses I go in to show, and there's their computer, and there's taped to their computer is all their passwords.
Right.
So,
it's okay to use the same password. I've used the same one for 30 years. Nobody knows it. But I know it, and I can memorize that because I know it, and nobody else has it. So it's okay to use the same one, but use something unique that somebody else couldn't figure out.
Okay. So those are some great tips. Martha, I'm sitting here and the wheels are turning and I'm going, one credit card, check my credit score, and shred my mail. Why is that so important? I mean, give me an example. Help me plug into why this makes a difference.
Here's a great example. I have a client. He was going through a divorce and he moved, but he didn't forward his mail. So he was getting little bills, little things, a copay for medical insurance, some premium notices, some credit card offers, but he wasn't receiving them because he did not forward his mail. He started with a credit score of 812. He ended up with a credit score below 600. He was incapable of purchasing a house. So we pulled the credit score. We looked at what was on there. There were 4 collections. They were little, they were $30, $100, $25, but each one of those collections dragged the score down, dragged the points down. Now people look at it and say, this person's a bad person. He doesn't pay his bills. It'll ruin your reputation, it'll ruin your credit, and it'll make you incapable of purchasing a home, getting insurance, buying an automobile. All the good things that we need in life you can't do because of that number. And all he had to do was forward his address.
Wow.
It's big. It's big.
Wow.
So our credit score, and I've taught my 3 children from the time they could understand what I was talking about, your credit is your biggest asset. It will get you or deny you many, many things in life.
Well, I do know for our younger people or our people that are in the job market that they do check your credit to see if you are a credit-worthy person or a responsible person when you're applying for a job. I do know that we've had a client that went to get insurance and their credit score was so low that the insurance company thought they were too big of a risk to give them insurance.
Right.
But not forwarding my mail, and again, not putting my mail in my mailbox.
That's right. You don't want your information where somebody can walk by and easily grab it out of your mailbox. Your account number, your address, your name, identity theft. They can take all that information. They can make dummy checks, and they're off and running.
Wow. Martha, you have opened my eyes. I will only carry 1 credit card in my wallet.
Good. Very good.
And not my Social Security card and my driver's license.
And check your credit report.
And I'll check my credit report.
Right.
I can't thank you enough for
You're
coming to
very
visit
welcome.
today. And remember and remind our visitors to the website that your information will be on our website.
And
your
always
contact.
call. Always call. We're there to help you.
Martha, thank you so much for
you're
coming
very
to
welcome.
visit us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.